Ren'Py.
Never bleed if you never fight, but how much worth the pain and isolation?
Get it? Because BAM is the acronym of Bad Monday. Anyways, welcome to the second installment of this little sub-series where I show stuff that I made this week. Name is Alice, promise you day and all that. And by now I've gotten pretty comfortable on cameras, so let's just get into it. This Bad Monday should be far more articulate and decent than the last one. Basically none. There was some microscopic progress on the line of princes and no anatomy exercises this week. When it comes to the first puzzle that I presented, well, I didn't finish it because right now I just don't see it as a priority. I know excellence means the extra work, but I don't think I want the third version of the library door to be excellent. Not yet, at least. I learned all that I could from it, and I'm just not having fun finishing it. The reasons for a lack of fun are quite simple. It's very shallow and boring. A bit like a beginner poet using single-line verses to create drama when there isn't none. This store has too many bells and whistles and decorations when there isn't much to decorate. It has a weak foundation and doesn't invite thought. It isn't fun to analyze all the little symbols I put on the frame of the door or the overall composition of how and why. And that's because Sigma and Epsilon just aren't there as characters yet. They haven't been developed enough for me to be able to pull that off. They still need a lot of work before that. And while I will not call it overly ambitious as it was that scale that made me learn so much from it, and thanks to that I got a bunch of designs and ideas to use later, like this golden arrow or just the motif of the ornates that you can find around the house having some meaning beyond just looking good, like the ones you find in the frames of doors, rails, wallpaper, etc. I currently don't have the skills and materials to pull it off properly and make it feel alive. Besides, I just don't like how it looks. I can put my finger on it, but the composition doesn't lead my eyes in a way that feels satisfying. It just kind of feels ugly. And that's all when it comes to outdoor and last week's stuff. So, if I didn't do much when it comes to that, what did I actually do this week? These videos, of course. From learning how to use my tools to realizing how big of a task they actually are and the amount of skill that is needed, I've learned a lot on the back end of things. Because while I was already quite decent at explaining topics I understand well, I've never really developed the ability to explain myself, to express my emotions and lived experience, and to rely on personal charisma to create a presentation, so to speak. I come from a background where every single presentation that I've done and truly watched, studied, analyzed, and even recreated have all been matter of fact, well-researched and well-rehearsed, at the ready to answer any questions or criticisms that may come at it, with the overarching theme being that it is objective and logical. And while any good communicator requires the ability to draw people's attention and keep them, it isn't the same type that is needed for this. In the other fields, people are drawn to the knowledge you can offer, what you have for them. While in this field, it's more so you and your life that are the main attractor. And these videos, the making of them, got me thinking about that. How to create prose from my thoughts or a script that is fun to listen to. Abilities that I've never really thought about developing before. So I'm gonna try and work on that with these videos. The editing has also been its own beast. It has been a pretty fun learning curve to traverse. I've never had to edit things before, so I kinda have to learn everything from zero. And they have helped me a lot with being more comfortable on camera. You can take my current flow of speech, awkward as it may be, to the fact that I have to see myself and hear myself so much while editing the videos. And the last element I want to comment on for the creation of these videos are the little transition animations. It's the most endearing part for me. It's been really fun to just create my little dumb animations for the title cards. And I don't know if this video is gonna have any. I don't got much time, so probably not. but it's been pretty cool seeing my abilities grow slowly, rudimentary as they may be, when making these things. The first videos animations that are more so a slideshow, are pretty bad compared to the most recent animations that I've done. They're all bad, but there's tears within it. Anyways, speaking of animation, I started to work on a little storyboard, a 10-second clip, since yesterday. I only have like the first half of the first scene, but it's been pretty fun, and I think the main thing I want to do with it is to just learn how to create motion a little bit better, to make things flow. Working on something like this feels like a good excuse to just practice my fundamentals without making it boring. Currently, apart from the flow of animation, it's also just the timing that I want to work on. The first animations that I've done have very bad timing. They just feel off. The most recent ones have been able to make it so they loop indefinitely or just expand, if I really want them to. But any project of mine that goes beyond simple title cards has run into problems with timing and how things move around. It's pretty difficult to nail, and it's something you can notice with how I cut these videos. They can be pretty awkward with that. And this little animatic should help me with that. I didn't make a new puzzle this week with the exception of the remake of the third image that you're going to see. That's version 2. But I did try to make something new with how I present them. Please take a look. So what do you think? It was a little neat idea that I had for presenting things in theme, so to speak, and a good way to practice exposition and dialogue making for the first scene in the game, or what I eventually plan to make a game. So I do feel the need to clarify, I don't know how to use Blender or Godot yet. I've only been focusing on puzzle design and writing, since that's the aspect of this project that will survive, even if the idea of it being a game changes or disappears completely. Anyways, as per last week's decree, the puzzle will be posted on my Blue Sky if you actually want to try and give it a shot. This one is much more simple, so I imagine it will only take like a minute or two, ignoring the time it takes to actually read the letter. Anyways, that's it for the art segment. So, to finish this video, I kinda just want to talk a little bit about how I want to make these diaries and the direction they're going in. I think a pace of 2 or 3 videos a week is pretty good. It gives me enough time to do all the things I want to do with them, all the animations, and just not pressure myself too much. Unfortunately, my schedule is pretty flexible, so I don't actually know when I'm able to record. Right now this video is being recorded in the afternoon, not in the morning like the other ones, because I just didn't have time in the morning. So, considering how weird and inconsistent that can be, it's probably safest to aim low for the moment. And when it comes to the length, I kinda like the 15 minute or so pace. Since they're not every day, I think it's fine. But I don't know yet, it's still a bit early to tell how long I actually want to make these things. And on the improvisation thing, I don't know why I didn't realize it earlier, but it's kind of a bad idea for someone like me to rely on gut instinct alone right now. This is math or chemistry where I actually have some intuition developed. It's a whole new field of expertise, and one cannot do good improv without understanding the tools intimately. And needless to say, my socially anxious autistic ass just doesn't have the abilities for it yet. I cannot transfer my thoughts into prose in real time just yet, at least not in a way that I like, and that portrays what I think accurately. So I've decided to make these videos scripted. For this one I have a little script that I've been reading. It's gonna be a while before I develop the ability, so I think for the first few weeks it's good that I do it this way. Before recording this video and creating the script for it, I thought the premeditation would make it less genuine, but quite the opposite. It actually makes it feel more like me, in a way, since I get time to think it over and really mull over the words I'm using and how I want to communicate what I want to communicate. It also allows me to be a little bit more clear and concise, which is always nice. It's very similar and distinct to stuff that I've done before, which follows through because the arts and sciences both use the same areas of your brain to process very similar things. The abilities you need to process a graph of a wave function and its distribution probability is the same you need to process an abstract painting and understand it. But anyways, I've got nothing else left to say today. I hope you have a great 24. This was Maria. Bye bye.
Future's bright.